Hi there. I'm really glad you found this video. You're obviously searching for help with your panic attacks. That's no surprise, really. There are so many people struggling with panic attacks at the moment. It's never been a rare thing, but in the last 18 months or so, across the whole world, people are finding that panic attacks are coming more to the fore and hampering their everyday experience, making life feel even more impossible than it already does. And I just want to be here to help those of you who need some help with panic attacks. So I've been helping people for 25 years with things such as panic attacks, anxiety and stress. So let's focus on the basics with panic attacks. There are three things that might be really helpful for you to know. The first is that when your body's having a panic attack, it's not kind of setting up a war against you. It's not going against you. It's not trying to sabotage you or make life difficult. When your body has a panic attack, it's just your body trying to protect you. I know that sounds a bit weird, but that's what's happening. Your body is trying to protect you. For whatever reason, your body is under the impression that you are in mortal danger. And all your body wants to do is make sure you survive. So it does a variety of physiological things, which I'm sure you've already looked up. The fight and flight response, most people have heard of that. So it sets up this range of strategies to make sure that you are stronger, faster, able to defend off any attack, able to beat any threat, able to survive and live through any difficulty. So that's step number one, really, of managing panic attacks, is to reframe them as a helpful event. I know that sounds weird. It doesn't feel helpful. And trust me, I've heard so many people over the years say to me how very unhelpful panic attacks feel. But the first step to beating them is kind of to accept them. So that's the first step. Realizing this is a natural and healthy response that I'm going through. Now, that's not going to be enough. The second stage is kind of elaborating on that a bit, expanding on that. Why is that healthy response? And why is my body doing it? Because it's so unhelpful. It feels so terrible. What your body's trying to do is save you from death. So, it stands to reason that therefore your next intervention to help yourself is to reframe the situation that you're in. No matter how terrible that situation feels, no matter how uncomfortable, no matter how distressing, 99.99% chance, I bet you're not in any risk of imminent death. Is that right? Yeah. So a really, really good trick is to practice speaking to that old system that you've got. We've all got it. We're modern humans in a modern world, allegedly, but we actually have an old system. It's never been updated, upgraded. The system reacts to incredibly non-life-threatening experiences just as it would to a life-threatening experience. And of course, some of the things that get us stressed are things that do feel incredibly stressful. Things that do feel like they might threaten us at some level, put our survival in jeopardy. So things like, your child didn't answer their phone when you thought that they would, and now you're worried about where they are. That's really scary in that moment. But from lots of experience that actually that's just because they're having a conflab with a friend and they're just not picking up the phone in that very second. They'll phone you back in a few minutes when they notice the missed call. Another thing, you find something on your body that you don't like the look of, a lump or a bump or something like that. And most of the time that's nothing to worry about. It's just the body throwing up a sort of symptom. And obviously the more you look for those kind of symptoms, the more you're likely to find them. So these things can feel very, very threatening, but let's be clear. They're not threatening our life in that moment. And it's that moment that we need to learn to manage. And it's that moment that we need to navigate through to get ourselves through these horrific experiences of panic. And I'm not trying to minimize these experiences, and I'm not trying to tell you how easy it is to sort this out. I know it's not easy, otherwise you wouldn't have been looking for videos like this to give you information. So let's run over those. First, remind yourself that your body is merely trying to protect you. And that's quite a nice thought. You know, you're not weird, you're not unusual, you're not stupid, you're not behaving in a crazy, erratic way. Your body's just doing what bodies do, and that's to look out for threat and respond. So that's the first thing to remind yourself of when you initially feel that panic. The second thing is to remind yourself that you need to adapt to the body working on this very old system, the fact that cavemen would have had exactly the same system that you had. And it's really useful if some kind of a galloping wildebeest suddenly appears on the horizon. Very useful to be able to run away as quick as you can or fight it. Very, very useful. So your body's only doing what it thinks is best for you, really. It's just that over the years or months or weeks, however long this problem has been developing, you've trained your body to misrepresent, miscalculate, or perhaps misinterpret certain triggers as being more significant than they are. So part of dealing with panic attacks and learning to calm them is about reframing the whole lot. So the third point is breathing. Now, I know that if someone says to you, oh, you're having a panic attack, or just breathe calmly. Number one, it feels impossible in that moment. I get that. And number two, it sounds like it's slightly hippie advice, like go hug a tree, everything will be fine. But actually, there is a scientific basis for this kind of advice. And if we think back to the caveman, they're quite happy, and then all of a sudden the wildebeest appears and the adrenaline whoosh through the body. The body thinks it's at risk of death, and actually it sounds like it might be in this instance. You do realize that all that stuff in the body is going to lead to immense strength and speed, or if you haven't actually got anywhere to use that strength or speed, panic. And that's what panic is, an overassessment of the risk, an over-evaluation of the threat that's coming at you. So breathing isn't just hippie advice to sort of fob you off or try to pretend to calm you down. Someone's trying to pretend to be useful. It's actually really important because it works with the biology of what's going on. And what's going on is that your body is thoroughly aroused with fear. Your brain system thoroughly believes you're about to die unless you run really fast or beat that thing up, beat the hell out of that thing, if you can. Give it your best fight. So you're ready to go. And what you wouldn't do, and I can guarantee you this, you would never stand with that threat coming towards you, that woolly mammoth, and go, I think I'm just going to take some gentle breaths and have an enjoyable moment with a calm bit of breathing. In 2, 3, 4, out 2, 3, 4. No way would you do that. You just wouldn't do that. And that's why it's useful, because what you're doing then is directly communicating with the body's old biology system. You're bypassing all the kind of thoughts about life and stress and lumps or children or all the things that make you stressed, and you're going, let me talk to my body in the language that my body understands. It's so powerful and really helpful. So that's it in a nutshell, really. Those are the first and most important tips I can give you about calming panic attacks. Number one, the panic attack is a healthy thing that's designed to protect you. Number two, it's got out of hand. It's the modern world versus the ancient system that has never been updated conundrum. Number three, breathing is really useful to do in a conscious and planned way at those times. And that's it in a nutshell. There's lots more I could teach you about how to cope with panic and anxiety, but I'll leave you with that for now to mull that over. Visit links below for any further information that you'd like. But just bear in mind that what I'm saying is designed to be a long-term practice. You know, if you said to me, oh, Manda, go out and run a marathon tomorrow. I'd love to, but it ain't going to happen. Give me 6 months to try and build up a bit of, endurance and technique and get all the blisters done with. And maybe I'd have half a chance, 10% of a chance. I don't know. I'm not necessarily an athlete. But I would need that practice time. And then I could put in a better performance. So don't wait till the next time you're having a panic to try this. Try it now. Every day, twice a day, 3 times a day. Hope you found this helpful. Take care.